beautiful people. Happy September 10th. I will be completely honest with you. I am freaking stressed this morning. I got a couple things going on. It's the last day of my day job, which is, it's exciting and it's a good thing, but it's still stressful, turning in things, saying goodbye to people. That's on my mind. There's some family junk going on. My niece wants to be super independent. My mother wants to be super helpful. It's just stuff. So I'm kind of not being on my best behavior as I'd like to be. I just bought a cup of coffee and I bought a pack of cigarettes last night. And I'm mad at myself for that, but I'm also going to just let me ride the wave. It doesn't erase my over 40 days this month without smoking. And I bought a friend's flavor so that I could actually give her the rest of the pack. And hopefully I do that. And if I don't, I'll just have to get past that too and start over. So that's kind of my heavy brain this morning, not to start us off all cheerful, but I'm a little stressed, and it's okay. It's part of the ebb and flow of life. I have so much to be grateful for, and I have such a bright future and so much to look forward to in life and in the upcoming weeks. So I just need to put myself in check and be like, Bobby, get a grip. Like, it's really not that bad. I've been really snippety and bitchy and crying and like not crying over things I can control, like how much the state is aggravating me or this just normal business stuff. So something's just off in my mojo right now. And I'm telling you this so that if you're ever having days like this where you're feeling just kind of off. That's the best way to put it, is I'm off. And the voices in my head are telling me all kinds of things. Like, there's the ones that are rationalizing things, such as buying a pack of cigarettes. And then there's the voices that want to beat myself up for things like that. And then there's the voices that are like, give yourself some grace and chill out. And then there's the voices questioning if it's all excuses. There's so much going on in my head right now. It'll all work itself out. I'm sure, by tomorrow or even later today, I'll probably be feeling better. It's my commitment to share with you my journey, and that's the journey I'm on today. All right, how about we do the reading? Philip Brooks says for September 10th, do not pray for easy lives, pray to be stronger men. Okay, let's see what this says. I did not pre-read it. Prayer is something that often does not come easy to us. We usually start praying for what we want. Gradually, though, our recovery program teaches us to pray for knowledge and understanding, knowledge of what God wants for us today. This helps bring our lives in tune with our surroundings and helps us let go of the need to control others and the events around us. It offers us the chance to use our energy for living in the moment rather than worrying about outcomes. And it brings peace to our hearts to have faith that God will take care of outcomes. When we begin to pray for the knowledge of God's will, we free ourselves. We give up the need to be the boss on everything, the need to be in control, the need to be responsible for everything. Prayer is a one-way ticket to peace and serenity. Today, let me accept gratefully what is God's will. Yeah. So last night, I was wound up yesterday. I had, made a perfect plan and didn't work out the way I wanted. So I was feeling a little out of control and I was feeling a little frustrated because I had done what I could to make things go smoothly and they didn't go smoothly. And this was one of the things that started a attitude crying fit. Regardless, I was dressed for Zumba. I had intended to go to Zumba anyway, but then it became even more crucial that I went to Zumba so that I could work out whatever was, tensing me up. So it was really important that I didn't abandon Zumba. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that, because it would have been so much easier to do. So I get to Zumba a little earlier or a little early, and I go over and I sit on a picnic table, and this is part of what recovery's given me, like the awareness to be aware. I may not understand where the feelings are coming from or even what feelings I'm feeling in exact moments, but at least I know to recognize that I'm having feelings and that I just need to sit and process and go through them, and that nothing is permanent. So I actually went over to a picnic table and I sat down and I made a little video about what I was feeling so that I can, share it on social. It's important that I walk the walk. It's important that I share, I'm very proud when people call me a positive person, and I'd much rather that be my reputation than having my pissy pants on. But I'm human, and there's going to be days that I have my pissy pants on and that I'm not right. So I'm going to share all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. But at any rate, I sit down, and so I'm not a God person. I'm more of a universe girl. But I actually sat there and I had a conversation with the universe, and I was like, listen, I get it. I'm so grateful. My problems are good problems to have. I'm just venting to you. That's kind of what it looked like, my little conversation, help me get past this. But I know that it's good. And I was very mindful of trying to express gratitude at the same time, because so much good stuff is coming. So yeah, I've never really considered myself a prayer. Maybe that was the closest thing to praying that I do, a little conversation with source or the universe, whatever. And whatever it is, I do know that the messaging says, and it feels better to express gratitude. Again, I'm watching two crazy women, crazy good by what I mean. I think I shared with you that one of my friends is going through breast cancer, and she has it in her lymph nodes, and she's just getting on every day and just doing lives and sharing her journey with everyone, and just being strong and trying to help people. And then there's another one that I don't really know the details. She's being kind of quiet. She's just saying she has medical stuff going on, but she's not really telling us what it is. And that's fine. It's none of our business necessarily, but she's also saying, I just got some medical stuff going on. I'm sure it's happening for a reason. I'm just going with the flow. And my point is that both of these women are being strong. And I think a big part of it has to do with their belief system, their faith, their attitudes. And I think they both know that their attitudes will heal them. And heal them, maybe medically, but it's what's keeping their mind straight is their faith. So I think that, it's important to consider that. I don't like the idea of, I guess I look at, my relationship with the universe no different than I would a friendship or whatever. There's some give and take. So instead of just asking and taking, again, these women are showing gratitude. Okay, thank you for this hurdle. I'm going to get past it. My friend with breast cancer is I'm going to use this as a vehicle to, cheerlead and share my journey and educate. And the other one is sharing with a small group of us that it's going on, although we don't know the what. But she's like, yep, this is, it's just a thing. I'm grateful that I have the thing and that I could be present and move forward and that kind of stuff. So it can be done, and it can be done with bigger things than my silly little stressful things this week. It's so small in the grand scheme of things. So I wanted to call that out. I probably totally went off script here with the reading. So recovery program teaches us to pray for knowledge and understanding, knowledge of what God wants for us today. So the universe must want me to be feeling these things. Maybe somebody out there needs to hear this. Maybe I need to feel it to make better decisions going forward. I don't really know. I don't need to know, I guess, this minute. This helps bring our lives in tune with our surroundings and help us let go of the need to control others and the events around us. And you know what? That's true. I'll tell you, with this family thing going on, I did try to pick up the phone to call Kai, and she didn't pick up. She sent me to voicemail, so I don't know if I should take that personally or if she was on the other line. On some level, it's not my battle, right? And if I wasn't in recovery, I'd probably be in the throes of it and wanting to have the loudest opinion and the biggest voice and blah, blah, blah. And I could be very grateful that that's not what I chose to do. Instead, I sent everybody a very honest but loving note. That was my feedback and my contribution. But it's out of my control. It's out of my control. And maybe on some level, that's what's eating at me, is that I can't control it, that I'm not crazy about the situation, but I need to process it and let it go. Like, it's just, I just can't. I can do the best I can with it. And again, if I wasn't in recovery and if I wasn't so mindful of the things I need to be mindful of and constantly trying to pay attention so that I can have a happier life, I can only imagine what my emotions would be like. So it offers us a chance to use our energy for living in the moment than worrying about outcomes. And that's just it. I lived in the moment. I sent my piece, and I can't control the outcome. I have enough faith in Kai and the universe, actually, both, that it'll be all right. It might not feel comfortable for all the parties involved at the moment, but it'll be the way it's supposed to be. I mean, this kid just drew the short straw in life, but she's trying her best to move through. Now, do I think she still has some teenager tendencies and maybe I don't know the whole truth all the time? Maybe, but that'll be determined. But I think that when I ask her direct things, I think she's honest with me. And I think that in the grand scheme of things, all things considered, as a 16-year-old, I think her future is very bright, and I think she's very responsible. And I just have to trust that I can't control it and I can't worry about it. Like, it's out of my hands. And it does bring peace to my heart a little bit that it will work out the way it's supposed to. Even if she has to go through even worse shit than she's already been through, I think she's strong enough to get to the other side, and we'll find peace on the other side. We give up the need to be the boss on everything, the need to be in control, the need to be responsible. And that's the stuff I'm talking about right now. Prayer is a one-way ticket to peace and serenity. Today, let me accept gratefully what is God's will. And that's it, guys. Like, being grateful, accepting it. If I don't want, here I am telling you that I've essentially, relapsed on coffee and cigarettes. I don't want people relapsing on alcohol and gambling. And this is also why it's important to note that I get it, and why we forgive ourselves and handle it with love and kindness for ourselves. Like, shit happens, and it's just part of the journey. And, I got to accept it, and I just got to try to do better when I can frame it and be in a better place to do the right things. Well, and who's to say what's right and wrong, right? So that's kind of my mindset around that at the moment. Little all over the board, a little scattered this morning. So, all right, beautiful people, I hope you have a great day. Happy last day of work to me. It's just a matter of checking out and logistics. So it's not even a really hardcore work day, so I'm also grateful for that. All right, beautiful people.